Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, like this video, comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to my Instagram, Vivalayoshii, TikTok, and Twitter at Lifewithsymone, and follow my business page at Brishari, y'all. Shop the brand. The pink minis is back, and yes, they have the long strap. All right, so let's get straight into this video. Y'all, I gotta do the community spotlight of the week, my top commenters for the week. So it's gonna be Tasha and Stuff, Leo Mama, Life of Symone 3, MLJH 3734, the Kaya Nolani 808. And that's it. Those are my top commenters for the week. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for commenting and just having the most comments for the week. I love y'all so much. And let's get straight into this story. I do not know why, but I do not like me with bangs. But y'all, I literally had to do something to my hair because I just snatched my weave out. So anyway, let's just get into this story. Let me just ignore that because I just keep staring at myself like, I don't know, me with bangs is just not what I be liking for real. But anyway, that's not what we're not where we're here for. All right, let's get into it. So y'all, this story time is, I don't know what I'm gonna title it, but this was like one of the dumbest. I mean, I had some dumb friendships, but this one, it was like, Symone, you walked yourself into this. Why the fuck? Yeah, one thing the male lady gonna do is some dumb shit. Anyway, but this was one of them friendships where it was really could have been avoided, but hey, so let's get into it. So I have to rewind back. So this is kind of gonna be not two story times in one, but kind of sort of. Let's just do it. Okay, so this story took originally so y'all could know who this person is that I became friends with when I was dating Enemy. Remember when I told y'all Enemy had a kid, and not when he had the baby with what I name her, Kelly. So not the baby he had with Kelly. If I mentioned that, I don't know if I mentioned that to y'all or on live, but yeah, him and Kelly. Oh, I did mention that to y'all because I told a story time about it. Anyway, so not the baby he had with Kelly, but remember when I told y'all he had a baby and he had found out he had a baby? Yeah, all that. Okay, so this is around the time when he had found out the situation and it was like, okay, yeah, the baby's mine, all this other stuff, right? So at this time, I was working at Target, and I remember I would tell Enemy, like, you know, because at first it was like, oh, hold on now, you have a kid? And it's like, this is my first time being in a relationship with somebody who has a child, because I've dealt with guys who had kids, but we weren't in a relationship, so it's totally different. So this was like my first time, so it was just like, dang. But honestly, it was something that happened before me, so it's like I can't feel away. So I was just like, you know what, I like him, whatever, we're gonna rock it out, we're gonna see how this goes. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I don't know why I just automatically went to like stepmommy mode. Girl, you was 19. I was young, but I went to automatic like not stepmommy mode, but kind of like, I just was like, I'm so helpful and thoughtful when it comes down to a lot of stuff. So that's just where my mind went. So at this point, I was working at Target, and he used to tell me a lot about how like she was struggling and stuff like that. Not really, he didn't tell me a lot, but it was just kind of like, a lot of times like he would get the baby because, well, he's the dad and he's supposed to, but also because like she would be going through a lot, like kind of like moving around a lot. So I kind of felt bad because it was like sometimes when the baby was with her, like when she would drop the baby off to him, which I wouldn't be there when she dropped the baby off. It would be like every time when she'll drop the baby off, he'll always have a reason. He'll be like, okay, let's leave. He'll want me to leave, and he'll make it seem like because he just didn't want to see her, he didn't want to be around her, all this other stuff. Pay attention to niggas who hate their baby mamas. But anyway, so yeah, it was just stuff like that. So we'll always be gone. But I noticed like when he would drop the baby off to his auntie house, I would notice it would be like things you could just tell, because the auntie would say it too, like that the baby was pretty much kind of like lacking. So I'm like, okay, me being nice. It was one time I was at work. I was at Target. This when I first got that job there, and I had told him like, hey, I get discounts here. I was like, if it's any time that she needs something, you know, when it's her time with the baby, let her know she could come up to my job and she could just come to my line and I'll give her a discount, you know, if she need like diapers, formula, whatever. So he was just like, I don't know, I might tell her, I might not. So I might tell her, because you know, at the end of the day, if I'm with you and you have a child, like I don't want to, who wants to see a child go without, regardless if this, you know, like if I could help, if she needs the help, why not? So he was just like, oh, she should probably be okay in that department, like I don't know, like I'll let her know though. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't know why I kept just pressing it though. I don't know why. I just kept pressing the issue. So finally, like one time we was in the car and he texted her and he was just like, hey, Symone work here. And she said like, blah, 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 blah. So after that day, I promise you, got weird. Mind you, the situation I told y'all about him and the baby mama already was just like like a pop-up situation anyway, because he wasn't the only person who took the test. If you know, you know. Not saying like if y'all know who she is, but I'm saying like he wasn't the only person who took the test. So it was really like, damn, I didn't even want him to be the baby daddy, but I guess the test came back and said it was his and not the other people's. So yeah, so it was kind of just a situation like that. So at first everything was just like cordial, like, hey, whatever, you the daddy, we just gonna, this how it was. But after I was pressing and being so nice, I don't know if it just made this girl lose her mind or what. After that, things got weird. I ain't gonna lie, when I first found out about the situation, I did used to go through his phone. I used to be that type of person that feel like, you know, my nightly routine, let me go through this phone. And like I said, at first things was cool. It was nothing, no issues, nothing like that. But after like that situation happened, when I said she could come to my job, which she never did, y'all, shit got weird. It was like, have you ever thought about how things would be if we were together? Have you ever thought about how we could be a family? Have you ever thought about how our baby is gonna be raised and not even ever see the parents together? Have you ever thought about how things would be, da 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 da? Mind you, this was made very clear on both ends, not just his, because one thing about it, I'm not the type of girl who get in a relationship with somebody and I believe whatever the man say about the woman. No, it's two sides to every story, and I know a lot of times it could be lying. So anyway, it was made clear they was not in no relationship prior, nothing like that. Like I said, it was multiple people who took the test. So I just was so confused, like, why all of a sudden you want to be with this man or be a family or do this when it's not like this was even your nigga? Like, the baby literally has somebody else's last name. Okay, look, I'm saying too much. So anyway, it kind of pissed me off because I'm like, oh, this bitch disrespecting me now. Like, you know, I came off being nice and just being like cool, cordial, basically. Like, not trying to say I want to be buddy with her, but like, you or your baby daddy ain't got no motherfucking car. So it might be a time where you can't get a ride to drop the baby off and like we come get, you know, I just was being nice. I was being nice. And then I'm thinking like, this dude is on drugs and you know that. So it might be times where it's like, I'm gonna be left with your child. So I would want to have a relationship with, not a relationship, but like talking, like we can have each other number. Like, you know, I just feel like even if I had dated somebody and things didn't work out and he got a girlfriend, I would want to have communication with that person if you're going to be with my child. So I just felt like out of respect, like I didn't want it to be like no ill will. Like I just felt like, you know, I'm gonna be around your child. I think it's, and you know your baby daddy be off drugs, I think it's best that you have some type of line of communication with me, because anything could happen and I might need to get in contact with you, anything, you know. So yeah, that's what I thought. Sucks to be nice. You just let people come to you. Okay, anyway, so yeah, after that, I'm starting to see that on his phone. It kind of pissed me off. So I did let him know. I was like, that's weird. What's up with her trying to be a family, trying to be this, trying to be that? What's going on? So he like, I don't know what she talking about. Like, she just weird as fuck. I don't even pay no mind to that. That's why every time she dropped the baby off, I'm gone. I don't be here. You already know, because mind you, I told y'all me and him spent every day together. So it was just like that. Things was like that. So things started to get even weirder. She got her friends. They was literally like, come like pictures being weird. They was making fake pages and all this other stuff. This is how I knew it was a fake page. Okay, so one day my homegirl ended up hitting me up and I was like, oh, we need to hang out. We ain't hung out in a long time. So she was like, all right, come by my house. And on this day, enemy was doing something I really don't know, you know, something strange, y'all know. He was doing something and I was just like, all right, but before I go link with him later on, I'm gonna go to my homegirl house. So at first I'm not thinking that the fake pages that's hitting me up and like talking shit had anything to do with the baby mama, because thinking it could have just been any situation, right? So I'm not thinking nothing of it. I went to my homegirl house this one day and she had some friends over and she had her sister there. So they twins or whatever. So she telling me like, well, they not fraternal. I mean, they're not identical. So just in case, because there be some people that be like, oh, we're gonna find these twins. Anyway, so I'm at my homegirl house, right? So her sister, she come up over there to me and she just kind of being weird. Usually anytime I see her, it's like, hey girl, oh my God, da 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 da. Which I kind of do have a story time about her later in life. We'll get there. So yeah, so she talking, she being strange. I'm just like, hey girl, when I seen her and I gave her a hug. So she just like, hey, and then she just like on her phone and she looking up at me, and then like it was just weird as fuck. Like I could tell she's talking to somebody about me. So I was asking her, I'm like, who are you talking to? My guys, it was just weird for me to even ask that, but I don't know, like I just couldn't help it. So I'm like, who are you talking to? She was like, what? I'm like, who are you talking to? She's like, I'm talking to my homegirl. Why are you ask that? But whole attitude. Mind you, any other time it's like smiles, giggles, we laugh, everything cool. But it's like you barely said hi to me. You ain't even laughed at a joke I said. What's going on? You keep looking at me and texting. So she's like, my homegirl. She's like, why? Like, basically. So I'm like, because you looking at me and texting. I'm like, I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but like, are you talking about me? And she was like, she looked at her phone, looked at me, and then she put the phone down. And she was just like, so you really gonna just stay with enemy? Like, why, like, what made you even talk to him? So at this point, I'm like, okay, she talking about me. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what made me talk to him? I'm like, I didn't know him prior. She knew enemy before because they went to school with him. I didn't go to school with enemy. I didn't know who this boy was because I told y'all I ended up moving to Rialto and shit like that. So I didn't know who he was. So she was like, what made you end up talking to him? I'm like, I didn't know him. I'm like, honestly, I seen somebody post a group photo with some dudes. He looked cute and I went and followed him. That's how I met him. And she was just like, oh, like, girl, no, you need to just break up with him. Like, you shouldn't even talk to him. You should just break up with him. He got a lot going on anyway. So I'm like, what you mean by that? She like, he just got a lot going on. Like, didn't he just have a baby and something like that? Like, that's kind of weird. Like, was y'all talking before or what? I'm like, I didn't know him. Like, literally at this point, me and enemy probably been together like 2 months. I'm like, I don't know nothing at that. They ain't had nothing to do with me. Like, that was before me, whatever. She's like, girl, just break up with him. You need to just break up with him. And then she'll look at her phone and be like, so I'm like, who are you texting? So she was like, why do you keep asking who am I texting? Like, why does that matter? I said, well, why are you asking me about my relationship? Because it got weird. I asked you who you was texting at first. You didn't answer the question. And then you asked me about my man. She just kept trying to convince me to break up with him. So now we kind of getting into it. And it kind of was irritating me. So at this point, I'm texting the enemy, like, do you know such and such? Did y'all ever with each other? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, why you act like, you know, I'm getting into it with her, but like, I'm texting him. I'm just irritated. So her sister was just like, girl, get out. Like, you being weird as fuck, all this other stuff like that. And she ended up like, whatever. Like, I'm just asking, like, I'm just asking her a question. Like, that's not somebody she should date. She should literally just leave him alone. You should just stop talking to him. What's the point of you dating him? It was just so weird, right? So she ended up leaving out because it just kind of got like heated. And a mom came up in there like, girl, no, talking about to the sister, like, girl, get out. So I'm talking to my one friend. So I'm talking to her sister and we just talking. And she like, girl, she was being so weird. She was like, my bad about that. Like, I don't know why she mad. Like, this ain't got shit to do with her. So I was all like, why is she mad? Like, what ain't got nothing to do with her? She was like, because her best friend, she was like, well, it wasn't her best friend, but it was a close homegirl she was cool with at the time. She was like, her homegirl is friends with enemy's baby mama. Like, they friends or whatever like that. And because they used to share the same before. So I said, what? She was like, yeah, she's friends with her. So basically, she was telling her to tell... So enemy baby mama was telling her homegirl to tell my friend to tell me that I should break up with him. She's like, yeah, she just kept saying that. Like, she was like, she kept trying to tell me to tell you. And I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But basically, the baby mama kept trying to say, y'all should convince y'all friend to stop talking to him. So I'm like, that's weird as fuck. She's like, girl, yeah, like, they got a group chat and all that. Like, and you in a group chat. Like, not the sister. The sister that was my friend, she didn't have a group chat. But, or neither one of the twins. Dang, I should have gave them a name because it's so confusing. But it don't matter. This is just the only quick part they was in. So... she told me like, yeah, they have a group chat and they be like sending your pictures in a group chat and like be talking about you and stuff like that and saying how you be trying to, saying how you dress a certain type of way or why you keep wearing these same sandals. Yeah. But it's like, why you keep wearing these same sandals and just talking a whole bunch of shit about you. Like, they just be talking shit about you in the group chat and they be saying like, you know, all this other stuff like that. So I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, like, they be just talking shit and she be saying how she gonna take her baby daddy from you and all this other stuff like that and like, you weird and you fake and all this other stuff like that. Mind you, I knew who this girl was. We was not friends. You didn't even know this with your baby daddy, but we're not friends or at all or nothing like that. So I'm like, how am I fake? I barely know the bitch. Barely even know her name for real, like, until the situation happened. And he was like, oh, her. And I'm like, oh, I know her. I don't know her though. So he was just like, she like, yeah, basically, you know, but basically you and her group chat for sure. And they be talking shit about you. They be sending pictures. She was like, and then you had went somewhere like with one of your friends. And she was like, what's the girl name? She said the girl name. And she was like, yeah, she had a picture of that. Like, you know, that they sent in a group chat. She was like, and they just be telling her sister about it. So she was like, I don't know why, like, she letting it get to her. Like, this have nothing to do with you. And she basically, the girl tried to say like, I broke up they family or some weird shit like that. So at this point, I was pissed. I said, she said what? Now she trying to put something on me, trying to say I'm a breaking up a happy home. Bitch, I'm 19. You think I want to be a stepmama at this point? No. So I was like, that's crazy. She weird as fuck. So then I started breaking down everything. I said, first of all, so my homegirl like, girl, I already know. Because she was like, I already know. Like, I seen pictures from the baby shower. Like, he wasn't even at the baby shower. So it doesn't even make sense for her to try to say, you know. And I said, yeah, she didn't even know who the daddy was, da 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 da. She was like, yeah, like I kind of, you know, it just, yeah, I don't know why she trying to fool anybody, make it seem like you just this home wrecking ass hoe. So now I'm pissed off because I said now this word on the street is I'm taking homes, and that ain't even what I'm doing. So I'm pissed, y'all. I was mad. One thing about it, I hated what people thought about me. Obviously I don't anymore. That's why I tell story times. I don't care about the opinions, but back then I couldn't take it. Like I didn't like people having any type of opinion about me, thinking any type of way about me. Pissed me off. So I was like, you know what, I gotta take matters into my own hands. So y'all, I ended up posting subs on Instagram. That's what I did best, and she lucky I didn't tag her because that was the type of person I was. So I'm posting subs on Instagram. I said that's crazy as hell how people could have like 5 niggas take a DNA test and don't even know who their baby daddy is. Y'all just need to just stop freaking everybody raw. I'm just going in, I'm talking shit, and it's clear that it's about her, right? So the fake pages is coming, you raggedy bitch, when we see you, da 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 da. So I'm like, a raggedy bitch, you talking about me wearing the same sandals, bitch, you don't even got a car. I said I could wear these sandals because at least I don't gotta walk far in them. So I was just kind of irritated or whatever, and I'm just going back and forth with the fake page. Don't know why, and that was it. She didn't come hit me from no real page. Oh, and that's how I knew it was a fake page too, because she told me like, yeah, they be hitting you up from fake pages. So I'm not saying nothing. Enemy is kind of irritated because he's like, just stop giving into that. But I'm like, no, because that's weird as fuck. And I was like, and I don't know why people trying to make it seem like anything. So now I'm mad, and I'm like getting like kind of mad and like telling him how I'm feeling. It was kind of irritating. So y'all, all hell broke loose. This nigga, one thing about Enemy, he was an internet ass nigga too. Was, not no more. So yeah, he was an internet ass nigga too. So one thing about it, if I feel away, like he would have my back, but like I said, when it came down to him wanting to get high, he would cross anybody. So he did have my back a lot of times. So, and he did embarrass me a lot of times too. So anyway, he feeling some type of way, so he put it on. Y'all, this nigga, I took it to the subs, he took it to the motherfucking streets. I don't know if that even made sense. He posted a picture with the baby and was all like, I love my baby regardless of the situation. This bitch didn't even know if I was the daddy or not. Stop coming for me and mine. Why did you do that? I said, Enemy, delete that. He was like, nah, girl, da 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 da. So people under the post like, don't do that, you're doing too much, da da da. He like, nah, cause she trying to make it seem like, he's like, I ain't never even been with the bitch, never was in a relationship with the bitch, da 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 da. Probably only fucked the bitch once, I don't even remember, da 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 da. He talking shit in the comments. They going in on him. Like her homegirls in the comments like, oh, you wrong for that. Don't let that bitch you fucking with. He like, that bitch fucking with is my girlfriend. Like now he getting into it with people. So I'm like, I ain't even finna hop in. I'm gonna let him handle that. But I was kind of like, deleted. But this is me at the same time. I was happy. I ain't gonna lie. But that started some shit that kept going a lot. So anyway, that happened, right? So now let's fast forward, because that situation happened. She didn't hit me up, I didn't hit her up. I was like, I'm not gonna hit her unless she hit me. So like, let's fast forward about like 2 to 3 weeks now. Tax time hit. Boom. I'm watching the baby mama page. I'm not gonna lie, because when Enemy would be weird, I'm like, let me still watch. I'll still go through his phone, and it was like nothing weird, but I would notice things would kind of seem different. Like the conversation, not saying they had to beef with each other or whatever, but the conversation kind of got like weirder. And it was like one time I was at their house. Oh, I shouldn't even mention that, because when I mention little stuff, y'all be like, you told the story. But it was a situation where she bring the baby, and it was like, it was weird. Like it was just kind of a weird situation to me, basically. So anyway, fast forward 2 to 3 weeks later, tax time hit, and y'all know what happened when tax time hit. People go buy jewelry, clothes, and cars, period. So his baby mama had got a car. I'm watching her page, like I said, because I just need to know when I'm not with him what's going on. Like I said, he crossed you when he need to get high, but that was one table he did not cross. One street he did not cross. I don't know, but when it came down to getting high with her, it was no. When it came down to getting high or doing whatever, the street he did not cross. That was one street he didn't cross. He didn't never cross me with her. So I was just kind of like, dang, he must really hate this girl or something. I don't know. I'm just being delulu, right? So anyway, I go to her page and I see she had posted she had got a car. She had got a blue car. I would never forget, because I was like, okay. And at this point, I had my car, and her car looked a little better than mine. I ain't even gonna lie. So I was like, I don't care. So anyway, she posted her car, and she was all like, new whip, had to do it for me and mine, da 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 da, all this other stuff like that. Mind you, Enemy was not her first kids. She literally had 2 other kids before enemy, so they kid together was her 3rd child. Why are you stuck on this nigga? So anyway, so she was just posting the car, whatever, like, for me and mine, yep, gotta do what I gotta do, bad bitch, this, that, we about to go bust down in some jewelry. Only time she had her hair done was around tax time. I really didn't care. I cared, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of jealous. I ain't even gonna hold you. So anyway, that happened. When that happened, I didn't say nothing to enemy about it, because why would I say, oh, your baby mama got a car now? Like, you know, what the fucking loser. But anyway, I didn't say nothing, but things started getting a little weird. Y'all know how I told y'all I was like enemy's Uber driver. Like, I pick him up early in the morning. I'm Miss Daisy. I drive him around. He does whatever he does throughout the day. So I noticed it was like the 2nd day after she got her car, I ended up hitting him up, and I was just like, oh, I'm about to come pull up on you. So he was like, oh no, Skeletor about to come get me, like we finna slide or whatever. So I'm like, Skeletor? Car? Skeletor? What? Because I told y'all the only time I seen Skeletor in a car is when me and enemy was broken up and he had picked me up. So I was like, Skeletor of a car? So he was like, nah, it's somebody else's car. Like, but yeah, he finna come pick me up. We finna slide. I gotta go make this move real quick. Make a move? So I said, you what? Because y'all know enemy don't get no type of money. I told y'all I don't know where he's getting money from, but clearly he was getting it from Kelly and other ways that I don't know if I will ever talk about. But yeah, so I was just kind of confused. I'm like, you making it seem like you got plays and you don't. So what's going on? I'm looking at her page. When I'm telling you I'm stalking that baby mama page, oh my God, I'm stalking her page for dear life. One thing about it, I'm gonna watch from my real page. Stories wasn't a thing then, so it's not like she could see me in her stories or whatever. But yeah, Snapchat was. And I was just, I didn't have a Snapchat, but I had my homegirl watching her snap. She not seeing nothing. I'm like, damn. So he acting weird, but he still texting me like, I love you. You know when boyfriends just start being real, doing things they're not, like, one thing about a dude, they could tell on themselves because they start overly doing stuff that they usually don't do. Like, he's overly telling me he loves me. He just texts me throughout the day like, I love you. Hello, peekaboo, it's me. Love you. Can't stop thinking about you. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with him? This is so weird, but I'm not seeing nothing. Like, the baby mama posted she in traffic on Snapchat, and I'm not seeing it. It has nothing, no like things to show that he's with her. So I'm like, all right, cool. Later on that night, he ended up telling me to come to his house, and I had noticed the baby was there. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, you know, it was nothing of it because the baby would be there a lot of times. So we chilling, stuff like that. So next thing you know, he ended up getting a call, and I was like, who calling you? He was like, my baby mama, what the fuck? I'm not finna answer the phone. So I'm like, what does she want? Like, is she checking on the baby? Like, what does she want? He's like, I don't know, and I don't care, I'm not answering. So I was like, just see what she want, because maybe, I'm like, maybe the baby had a cold. So I'm like, maybe she forgot her medicine. The baby had a cold, so I'm like, maybe she forgot the baby medicine. She about to bring it or something like that. Like, just check. He like, no, I'm not answering the phone. He just would not answer the phone. So I'm like, why? So he like, I just don't want to answer the phone. Like, I don't gotta answer the phone for her if I don't want to. Like, the baby is with me and I'm the dad, so it doesn't even matter. I gotta answer the phone. It was just weird. She called him back to back. So I said, that's kind of weird. Things are getting very weird at this point. I'm like, that's weird. But I'm like, not thinking of it. I'm just thinking like, yeah, I'm finna go through this motherfucker phone. I'm finna go through this phone. I'm just thinking when he goes to sleep, I'm gonna go through this phone. So by the time he ended up going to sleep, I don't know how this, it's like he knew I was gonna go through his phone. Because one thing about it, I would go through his phone and tell him, like, I went through your phone yesterday. And yeah, it didn't matter how many times he changed that code. I was getting in. I mean, I told y'all his little cousin used to give me the code. So yeah, it's like he knew I was gonna go through it. So it's like he talked to me all the way until I went to sleep. And it was like, damn, when I woke up, it was the next morning. I said, how the fuck I didn't wake myself up to go through this shit? So it was whatever, right? So now let's fast forward like 3 days later. I'm at home, he at home, and he ended up texting me before I text him. And I'm thinking like, oh, it's a text saying come pull up or where you at, whatever. So he ended up texting me and he was like, hey, I got another little money play. Mind y'all, oh, I forgot to mention, when I did see him last, we had went to eat, which we did. We'll go eat all the time. He the one who put me on the Bossa Nova, but we would go eat all the time. But it was like he had more money. Like, he would be giving me money. He's like, oh, let me fill your tank up. Oh, you need money for your phone bill. Like, he had more money to spare, and it was kind of weird. Like, we even went to the mall, he bought me something, and I'm just like, this is weird. Where is he getting his money from? So it's kind of more suspicious. I'm like, he's talking to somebody and he getting money out of them, because that's one thing he was good for. He would talk to somebody, get money out of them, and spend it on me. But I don't want you to talk to anybody. Let's be broke together. So anyway, so like some 3 days later, right, I'm at home. He ended up hitting me up talking about something. I got another play going on, and I'm like, what are you doing? He was all like, man, you enjoying the money, right? So don't even trip. So I'm like, whatever, like, I'm not tripping. He was like, I'm gonna hit you up later though. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm laying down in bed. I'm just scrolling on Instagram or whatever like that. Just keep refreshing my page, scrolling. Something telling me, because one thing about Enemy, he would post all the time. And I would always go through his comments because I'm like, I need to find something. This before DM had even made a way in there. So it was even easier because I'm like, I could go look and see if he commented on somebody's picture. You know, where on Instagram where they used to have that section where you could see what your followers is liking. Like it will show you like, oh, this follower liked this picture or comment on this picture. I'm going through that part. I'm trying to see like, is he commenting, liking? I'm not seeing nothing. I'm just really stressing myself out. So after I go through his comments and stuff like that of most recent pictures, someone was telling me I was about to get off of the app. I went back to the homepage and refreshed it. Y'all, lo motherfucking behold, this nigga posted a picture, and it was okay because he always posts pictures. He posted a picture in a car. Mind you, he told me he was gonna be with Skeletor. He posted a picture in a car, and the door was open. So he's inside the car, but the door is open. I'm analyzing this photo. I screenshot the photo to my phone, and I zoomed in to analyze the whole picture. First of all, when I first seen the picture, I said, Symone, you tripping, right? You don't know a radio. You can't know a car by a radio. I zoom in even more. Lo behold, the door is open. You can see the part of the paint from the end crack of the door. What color was the motherfucking car, y'all? The car was blue. I said, ain't no way this nigga playing in my face like that. The car was blue. I said, bitch. Ain't no way. So at this point, I'm losing my shit. I try to call him. He ain't answer the phone. I text him. I said, who you with? Who car you in? Who car did you just take a picture in? So he like, oh, I'm with Skeletor. Like, we doing something real quick. I'm going to call you right back. So I said, stop fucking playing with me, Enemy. I will pull up over there right now. Mind you, you posted a picture. I could see the apartments behind you. So I'm like, stop playing with me. I'll pull up over there right now. He like, bro, like I'm literally right here. Like it's nothing going on. He's like, I love you. Like stop. I'm gonna call you in a minute. Da, 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 da. So next thing you know, I'm like, man, I was like, you got me fucked up because I'm pissed off. So he ended up calling me and he was like, hello. And I'm like, Enemy, you got me fucked up right now. Who the fuck car you in right now? He was like, I'm with Skeletor. I'm with Skeletor. This nigga right here. He's like, bro, say something. It's crickets, you don't hear nothing. And I was so mad. I'm like, but you could kind of hear like movement. So he's like, yeah, I don't know why he being weird. He's like, but yeah, I'm in the car. Skeletor like, baby, I told you, like, I'm gonna come see you in a minute. He's like, and you know, he's like, what you trying to do? You gonna go eat later? You wanna go to the movies? You wanna find us a movie to go watch? We gonna go to the movies. Look and see what times they got at this theater. Da 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 da. He just talking. He like, all right, yeah, I'm in the car. And he's like, and plus we smoking and shit right now. Anyway, you kind of fucking up the rotation. My phone was on aux. You know, I'm the one with the best music. Yeah, but I love you though. You love me? I'm like, yeah, I love you. He like, oh, no, for real, like, you acting real mean to me. Stop being like that. We gonna have fun. I'm gonna do something with you today. All right, I'm gonna hit you when I come back. So I'm like, whatever, and I hang up the phone, right? But like I said, I told y'all I could hear I could hear movement, whatever. So I'm irritated. I'm stressed out. At this point, I could not help it. I could not help it. I asked my homegirl, I'm like, what's your Snapchat? She was just like, I don't see nothing like weird on her Snap. I said, give me the login. I need to look for myself. So it's like time going by. I'm looking on that girl's Snapchat. I'm looking on baby mom's Snapchat. She posted herself in the car. She in a passenger seat. Same cloth seats. Same cloth seats, y'all. Same half a radio. She posted a little bit like they in traffic, they driving and the music playing. I know that music. Enemy listens to that song. I know you're probably thinking like, girl, what the fuck? But no, you just, when you crazy and you going through, you know everything. So my Enemy listens to that song. I know that fucking song. Y'all, I see like, she wasn't showing who was driving, but I just knew. I said, this dumb bitch got this nigga driving her car. I was stressed out, y'all. So I said, oh my God, he's stressing me out. Mind you, I had her number because I had to put it in my phone from his phone just in case if I ever just like needed her number for whatever reason. I don't know why I did that stalker ass shit, but I did. First, I ended up trying to call him. I tried to call him. He didn't answer the phone. So I was like, oh, this bitch got me fucked up. So I'm texting him. I said, bitch, you got me fucked up. You a weirdo, da 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 da, all this other stuff like that. He not responded to me. He ain't say nothing, right? So next thing you know, I ended up texting her. And I was like, you a weird ass bitch. When I see you, I'm gonna put your ass. I couldn't help myself. She ended up texting back. She was just like, LOL. She didn't say shit back. So she already knows. So I'm stressed out. I'm irritated as fuck. I'm trying to get dressed. I call my homegirl up, the one I named Toya. And I'm like, Toya, we gotta go find Enemy. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we have to find him. He's somewhere in his baby mama car. They driving down the freeway. I seen they just passed by Florence. We have to find him. And she was like, all right, come get me. I am stressed. When I tell y'all I'm stressed out. So at this point, I was about to go find him. But it's like, right when I was leaving out my room, my grandpa was like, oh, Symone, do you think you could go pick up some food from such and such? I was pissed. I said, why the fuck that, it was like, I don't know, maybe it was a good sign I really didn't need to go drive around LA looking for this man, because what the fuck was I finna do? I don't know. I was just stressed out. So anyway, so I ended up going to do that. As that happened, I'm on the phone with Toy. I'm like, man, I have to go pick up some food, but I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up. It seemed like they took forever. I think I went to a barbecue spot. It's like they took forever with that food. By the time I'm on the way back home, guess who calls my phone? Enemy calls my phone, and I'm screaming through the phone, just screaming. He like, why are you yelling? What the fuck? Where you at? Where you at? So I'm like, where you at? You got me fucked up. Da, 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 da. He like, why? What are you even talking about? He playing stupid like he don't know what I'm talking about. He was like, where you at? Like, come pick me up. I'm at such and such house. I'm in the 30s. Come get me. So I'm like, what? He like, yeah, come get me. I'm in the 30s. You know I shouldn't even be over here for real like that, but come get me. Come pull up. So I was all like, you got me fucked up. Tell your baby mama to come get you. That's who you was in a car with. Like, you're weird as fuck. Da, da, da. He like, in the car, my baby mama. She got a car? So I said, enemy, stop playing with me. You know she got a car. Like, stop playing with me. I'm screaming. He like, man, just come get me. Is you gonna come get me or not? I was like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I'm hanging up the phone at this point. I'm like, you weird. Not you spending time in the car with your baby mama playing music not unreleased, but not playing good songs and stuff like that. It was rap, but hey, everybody don't need to know that song. So anyway, he playing music, like, not you just vibing out with her, and now you want to hit me up? Oh no, I'm cool. I'm like, I'm cool. I was just so irritated, right? So I ended up going home. I took them to food. I'm walking back and forth in my room. I'm literally pacing back and forth. I remember because I was just screaming, and I'm looking in the mirror, cussing myself out for some odd ass reason. And I'm walking back and forth, and I'm like, oh, I hate him. And I'm just losing my mind. Like, I'm just losing it, right? So then next thing you know, he called me because he kept calling me, and I would answer and say something and hang up. I didn't never really just like, couldn't just not answer the phone. I don't know why. So at one point he called me, and he was just like, man, all right, I'm finna pull up to your house. And I was like, you're not pulling up nowhere. Like, fuck you. You finna pull up with your baby mama. I said, oh yeah, pull up with her, because I'm gonna fight her in the streets right here. Pull up with her. I'm like, y'all both gonna get beat up. So he like, man, I'm not with her. Why would I be in a car with her? I didn't even know she had a car. I said, you didn't know she had a car? You didn't know she had a car? I'm like, so how did she bring the baby? He's like, I don't know. She got it right like she always do. Like, what the fuck? So I was just like, you're weird as fuck. So now I'm hearing him. It sounds like he in the, it's not, I'm hearing him, and he's telling somebody like, yeah, all you gotta do is hop on the 110, and then Symone, which street was it again? Like, which I know which exit to get off on, but like, what's the exact street? He's like, I said, you not finna come to my house? He was like, yeah, we finna get in the car right now. I'm finna get dropped off at your house. At this point, I'm like, oh, hell no. He ain't finna come up over here. Bitch, please. So I was like, you know what? And only time I used to, at that point, used to bring enemy to my house was late night, because I lived in a hood too. And enemy literally did not fit the description, and that was not the hood he should be in. So I used to be like, nah, you ain't finna come to my house and be outside and it just draw attention over here with some bullshit. No. So I was just like, all right. I'm like, where you? I'm finna just come pull up right now. So he was like, I'm on this street. I was like, all right, tell your baby I'm gonna stay right there, because I'm finna come beat her up. So he just laughing, and I hang up the phone. I ended up pulling up to where he was at. He ended up walking to the car, and he's smiling. He got a cup in his hand. Y'all know double cups, styrofoam, whatever. So he walked to the car, and he's smiling like everything all good. And his pants is so low, like he's sagging real low. And he just pulling them up. And I used to be irritated when he was sagged like that, because it's like, bitch, you got a belt on. Maybe if you wore your pants the correct way, you wouldn't have to keep pulling them up. So he ended up hopping in the car, and he just like, why you tripping? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, you got me fucked up. I was like, you really want to play right now? And I got the car in park, because y'all know one thing about me, I don't put that car in park. I set on the brakes, but I had it in park because I was finna lose my mind. I'm screaming to the top of my lungs, and this is him with a big smile on his face. What? So I was like, stop playing with me. I said, I know you was in the car with your baby mama. You posted this picture. This is me with the phone. This picture. And I kind of hit him with the phone. I ain't even gonna lie, I don't condone that. But accidentally, I was angry, and I didn't mean to hit him with the phone, but I accidentally was like, this picture, you posted it. So he was like, damn. He was like, I didn't even, you know what? I did post that picture. Bitch, it's on your page. So I'm like, stop playing with me. I'm like, where's she at? Where's she at? I'm like, using a car with her? He was like, but that's not who I was with though. He was like, okay, Symone, I'll just tell you, I was in the car with her. He was like, she did pull up to bring the baby. He was all like, and then she was all like, oh, I got some trees. You trying to smoke? He was like, and I just was like, all right, whatever. I'm thinking like, here this nigga go. A bitch, all she had to do was wiggle a bag of book of sugar, a bag of anything in this man's face, and he was gonna go. So he was like, yeah. She just was like, you got a tree? He was like, you know, I don't even be talking to her for real. Like, you could go through my phone right now. Like, you could see I don't even be talking to her for real like that. He was like, but yeah, she just was like, oh, I got some tree. He was like, you know, I can't pass up on that. He was like, so I just was like, all right, I'm finna get in the car, I'm finna smoke. Because mind you, the picture that he posted in the car, he was like throwing up his hood, and he had some tree in his hand. So he was like, yeah, I just couldn't pass that up. And I'm just thinking like, That's why the nigga got in the situation he in there. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, I'm like, I can't. He's like, I can't pass that up. He was like, so yeah, so we was she told me if I'm to smoke real quick. He was like, she was in the car with her homegirl. Y'all, this is how small this world is. Y'all know the girl that I named Kiera? That was the homegirl that was in the car. He was all like, yeah, he was with her homegirl. He was like, Kiera. So I'm like, I don't know no Kiera. He was like, her name Kiera. Her Instagram is like such and such. I was like, oh yeah, I seen her page before. And I know y'all probably thinking like, damn it, you end up being friends with her. That's why I said when I was like, we knew a lot of the same people, but we didn't really know each other. And honestly, I should never been friends with Kiera either. Well, I mean, Kiera was cool. It wasn't like too much weird shit with her, but kind of, sort of. Anyway, so yeah, he was like, yeah, she was in the car with her. So I was like, whatever. Like, basically, he was like, yeah, so they was just like, you trying to just smoke or whatever. He was like, so, you know, I couldn't pass up on it. He was like, you know, I like to take my pictures daily, because he would take pictures daily throughout the day. One thing about him, he was, at one point, I used to take pictures a lot, but he, man, the way I probably started taking pictures more because of him, who knows? Because he was one of them people, like, you gonna have to take pictures of him throughout the whole day. He wants to everybody see his outfits. You got to get the angles. You got to get the shoes. You got to get this. You got to get the jewelry. You got to take pictures of him all the fucking time. If he's smoking, he needs a photo. Everybody got to see it. If he has any type of substance, if he have bars, everybody got to see he got bars. Everybody got to see a picture of everything. So he always needed a photo. So he was like, you know, I needed my pictures. I ain't even posted. That was my first picture of the day. This man would post like a whole lot of pictures throughout the day. So he was like, yeah, so I needed my picture. So I took the picture. I said, but you in the car, you just vibing. Why is you in the driver's seat? That's weird as fuck. He was like, because like they was walking back to the car when I was walking to the car. I'm like, I thought you was walking out the house and they was in the car. He was like, Symone, either way it go, it was just a picture. So I said, okay, but she posted a video. I said, but y'all was driving in the car together. He was like, driving in the car together? I said, stop playing with me. Y'all was in the car together. So he like, when was we in the car? When was we in the car together, Symone? I said, first of all, you was in the car with her when y'all was hitting the tree. I said, and second of all, you was in the car when you was driving the car. So he was like, I don't think I remember that part. I said, enemy, stop playing with me. He like, hold on. Let me try to remember. I said, it just happened a fucking few hours ago. Stop playing with me. So he was like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No. He was like, she moved the car. She had moved the car because she was double parked. He was like, in the driveway, you know, people can't park right there for real. He's like, so she did move the car. And I was all like, he's like, I was in the car. You know what? I did move the car. I was like, my friend said she seen y'all in the car driving. He was like, what? Like, out of my driveway? So I said, she seen y'all driving through LA. Because mind y'all, I only seen the part on the freeway. I don't know wherever else they went. So I just wasn't going to be real specific and then lie on myself. But he was like, you know what? He was like, yeah. He was like, see, that's why I need to stop sipping this shit. He was like, because I'm forgetting. But yeah, okay. I did drive the car. He was like, but it's because she did just get that car. You was right. She did just buy a car. He was like, but she had to like, it was something wrong with the car. So she asked me to see if it was okay, like just to check it, you know? So we was going to go to AutoZone. And I knew he was lying because first of all, it was an AutoZone like around the corner from his house. So why was y'all on the freeway? So he was like, we need to go to AutoZone. Y'all not nowhere near your house. What the fuck is you talking about? So he was like, so yeah, I had to see what's up with the car. So I said, enemy, you want to lie to me again? At this point, I turned my whole body in the seat. So he's smiling. It's like he getting a thrill out of it. I was like, you want to lie to me again? He's like, what you talking about? Lie to you again? Like, yeah, I forgot because it was so quick. She just wanted me to see what was wrong with the car. And I was just telling her what she needed. I said, bitch, you don't even have a car. I just start screaming. I'm like, you don't even have a car. Because first of all, how you going to tell somebody what's wrong with a car when you don't even have a motherfucking car yourself? He used to claim, swear up and down he had a car before. He like, I had a car before. I know what's up with cars. I said, I ain't never even seen you pump motherfucking gas. And I know y'all probably thinking like, damn, you dated a man, he never pumped your gas. He had face tats and stuff like that. And we used to be in certain areas. And I just didn't want the problem. So I would be like, I'll pump it. You stay in the car. But yeah, so I was just like, you're lying. I was like, you got me fucked up. Where did y'all go? He was like, that's it. I promise y'all. He was like, I promise you. She just wanted me to see what was wrong with the car. So I just drove it real quick. And we didn't end up going to AutoZone. I'm like, I don't think nothing wrong with it. So I was just like, bro, you're weird as fuck. You're cussing him out, screaming, yelling. He was like, man, you doing too much. Come on, like, we still gonna go see the movie or not? And I was just like, nah, you weird. Like, da-da-da-da. I'm just like, call her and ask her if y'all just went to go check out, if you just was driving the car to see what something was wrong with it. Because mind you, after she texted me and was like, LOL, I had texted her again, but she never had texted me back. And I was like, I even hit her up and said she was weird. I was like, and she didn't say shit back to me, da-da-da. So he was just like, man, I'm not finna call her and ask her if her car is okay. I said, call her and ask her if her car is working now. He's like, I'm not doing that. Like, no, I'm not doing it. So I might just call her and see. you could call her. I'm like, you could call and see. I'm like, I'm not even gonna say nothing. He was like, Symone, first of all, when you called me earlier, he was like, and I was in the car with her. He was like, she know I'm with you, all this other stuff like that. Remember I told you when he called me and he was like, oh, we're gonna go to the movies, all this other stuff. He was like, I was in the car with her. He was like, I just lied and said I was with Skeletor because I didn't want you to get mad. He was like, but I was in the car with her. Like, if I was hiding you, if I was hiding anything, why would I be on the phone with you telling you I love you and right in her face? And I was just like, man, I don't care about none of that. Call her right now and ask her if her car is fine. Like, ask her if the car is okay. Like, I want to know. I said, let's go by there. I said, I know a little bit about cars because I used to, well, no, I didn't, because I used to literally put water where I should have been putting coolant or oil. Don't know. Oh, I used to put water in the engine. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, I know a little bit about cars. So I was like, let's go over there. Like, let's see. So he like, nah, Symone, no. Like, we not finna do that. So I was like, just call her. So he like, man, all right, I'm gonna call her real quick. I'll call her real quick. So he ended up calling her because he's still sipping the drink. It's like the more he get kind of like faded, he kind of get dumber. And it's like you could kind of tell him to do more stuff. So he ended up calling her. Mind you, we driving at this point. He called her and he put it, I might put it on speaker because he had it like this. He like this, trying to roll up again. I might put it on speaker. And he like, I'm rolling up. I snatched that phone out his hair and put it on speaker. Like, we finna hear it. So she ended up answering the phone and she's like distraught. Like, man, enemy, that's so messed up. He like, what? Hello? She crying. She's like, you just left me. Da, da, da. He like, what? Beep, beep, beep. He hung up the phone. I said, why the fuck? I said, what's she crying for? What she mean that's messed up for you? What's going on? So he's like, I don't know what she got going on, but that is too much. I don't want to hear all that. Like, nah, she already, he was like, she was going through it with somebody. I ain't trying to hear that. So nah. I said, call her back. Because I don't know why you think I'm stupid, but call her back. He was like, nah, like that ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't want to hear it. I said, she just said you was messed up. He like, she didn't say that. So I'm like, if you don't call her, I'm gonna call her. So he like, well, call her. At this point, I don't think he knew I had her number. I think he think I was hitting her up some other type of way. So I start calling her. Y'all, he trying to fight me for the phone. He trying to put a phone on my hand. My job, I'm driving. I said, I will pull this car over and make you walk. Stop playing with me. So she ended up answering the phone. And she like, what the fuck are you calling me for? So I was like, I'm an enemy right now. And what was you just saying on the phone? Like, why he got you messed up? So she was like, tell your bum ass nigga. She trying to like stop herself from crashing. She like, tell your bum ass nigga he owe me some money. Da 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 da. So he like, man, shut. What the fuck is you talking about? He like, stop talking. Stop. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. So she like, tell him you owe me some money. She like, enemy, that's fucked up. Da 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 da. All this other stuff. He just hung up the phone. I'm like, mind you, I have the phone on the aux. He ripped it out the aux. So it's like this. And then he pulling it from me. So I'm trying to drive and do this. And he hung up the phone. He holding my phone in his hand. He's like, no, she doing too much. She's like, she be doing too much weird stuff. See, that's why I said I wasn't even finna be nice to her no more. When I was smoking with her and when I was trying to make sure her car's okay, she talking about a family. That's what she talking about right now. She just asked me if I could break up with you and we could be together and have a family. That's what. And I'm not gonna be nice to her no more. I just understood I can't be nice to her. And I was just like, now he think I'm stupid. Like, now he think I'm stupid, but I was believing what he was saying too, though, at the same time, because I am stupid. So I was just like, this bitch got me fucked up. I'm mad as fuck. I might give me my phone, enemy. I'm about to call her back because she was trying to call me back. He like, no, like, no. I'm gonna put this in my pocket and you just drive me to my house. And he was all like, and I'm just not gonna be nice to her. He's like, at this point, like, I can't even, you know, I try to be cool with her and she's just disrespecting you, Symone. Like, she trying to disrespect you and break up our relationship. Like, that's wrong. And I was like, oh, this bitch trying to mess up my relationship. Y'all, it's like he was, I don't know why I was letting him get to me. Like, I have no idea. Maybe it was him hotboxing. It was making me lose brain cells, something. I have no idea. I was being stupid. So I'm over here thinking like, okay, this do make sense. She's trying to break up my relationship. Yeah, my homegirl said that she was trying to convince my friend to tell me to break up with him. This is sense. This makes sense. You know, it did not make no fucking sense. So anyway, we ended up finally getting to his house and he gave my phone back, but he deleted the messages from her because she was right. She messaged me. He deleted the messages and he deleted her number. So I'm just thinking like, this thing got me fucked up. I'm just gonna hit her up on Instagram and ask her for her number. Anyway, so at that point that happened and now he posting little stuff. He was like, let's take a picture. Y'all, anytime he fuck up, he want to post me on his Instagram. That used to be embarrassing. I don't know, back then to me, it was kind of like a yay. But when you think about it, that's some embarrassing shit. I'm gonna cheat on you and then post you. What? Bitch, no. So anyway, he ended up posting me on Instagram. It was like, us against everybody, da 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 da. And y'all, when I'm telling y'all, she going in under the comments. He cussing her out, all this other shit like that. She was like, tell your ninja. She's like, he not to be trusted. Da 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 da. He left me and my homegirl for dead. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is you talking about? I said, you mad because he don't want to be a family with you? That doesn't mean he left you and your homegirl for dead. Why is your homegirl even involved? This is my dumb ass. Not even hearing out what she's saying. She starts sending me pictures and stuff. Y'all, tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why this stupid dog, because first of all, I didn't even let Enemy drive my car. I told you I let him drive my car one time on Christmas, and that nigga blew it because he went to the store and took too long to come back. But I never used to let this man drive my car because, for one, what the fuck do I look like? Come on, be for real. So anyway, so this dumb dog of a bitch wanted to be so damn I'm sorry, let me not talk about her like that. So she wanted to be down so bad with this dude. She let him drive her car. They was in traffic. They was on the freeway. This dude hit the middle divider, broke the axle on the car, called somebody to come get him, left her and her homegirl on the side of the freeway. That's what he did. And she was mad, saying basically he owed her money to get her car fixed, all this other stuff like that. Why would you let him drive your car? When you met him and y'all, neither one of y'all had a car then. He never had a car. He claimed he had a car. He never had this mystery car that he claimed he had. He never even had a picture of the car. He would show me pictures from Google and be like, this the car I had, but this a new phone, so I don't got pictures of the car no more. Bitch, you take pictures every motherfucking day throughout the whole day. You mean to tell me he never had a car? He was a liar. But I'm just thinking like, damn, you want to be down so bad that you let him drive your car. And then this is another thing that was stupid of her too, because she was in the car. And I'm gonna get to how I knew that. When I called him, he was on the phone with me talking about, oh yeah, you liking the money I'm getting from making these plays. You knew that you was giving this money and he was taking me to the movies and doing shit with me like that. Why did you want to be down so bad? Like, it was really giving, pick me, I'm gonna do this for you. I probably would have been dumb too and gave him money, but I was broke around that time, so I mean, I couldn't have. But you know, come on now, girl, be for real. So anyway, that happened or whatever, and I found out, and me and him was like, I was cool on him for a cool. I ended up getting into it with her real bad, and I was like, I was gonna run her over. It was just a lot of dumbass shit, I ain't even gonna lie. But we got into it bad. She was saying she was like, gonna beat me up, all this other stuff. Like, we got into it so bad, me and her, that day, because she was mad because he kept posting pictures. He kept flooding with photos. It would be a picture of me eating some noodles in his house like this. Mid-bite, he posted and be like, she's just the beautifulest girl ever. Them noodles, damn, look how the way she eat them noodles. A picture of me walking to my car mid-snap. He'd be like, oh my god, look at her. We went to, like, he just was being so weird and was like antagonizing her. So me and her really got into it bad. She said she was gonna glizzy me in the face, all this other shit like that. And that's when I was like, bitch, where you? I'm finna run your ass over. It was just a lot of bullshit, right? We got into it bad, and that was kind of like the start of us getting into it really bad throughout that time, on top of the other people I got into it with, because he was just a dog. Anyway, now let's fast forward to the reason why I said the stupidest relationship I got into. So now let's fast forward months later. Me and Enemy broke up. This is the next year, actually, because remember I told y'all the whole New Year's thing, whatever. So this is months later. Me and Enemy have broke up. We done for good this time. We are not talking. It's nothing. Finito. We not cool. None of that, right? So one day I get a message. This DM is on Instagram now. I get a message on Instagram, and it's from who? Lo behold, Enemy's baby mama. So she just hit me up, and she was just a long paragraph. Hey girl, I just wanted to reach out to you, let you know that I want to apologize for everything, and this and that. It's sad. We two beautiful women getting into it over that dude, and Enemy, and and blah 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 blah. Just a whole bunch of nothing, right? So this is me miss too nice. One thing about it, I would get into it with somebody so bad, but if they apologize, I'd be like, they kind of mean that. They didn't have to apologize to me like a freaking dummy. So I seen the apology, and here go me responding back. I wasn't gonna say, fuck you dumb bitch, I'm still running your ass over. But no, I replied to her, and I was just like, we just kind of like exchanged words, and I was just like, yeah, like, I apologize for saying I was gonna run you over, like I wasn't really gonna do that, and all this other stuff like that. So she DM'd me, whatever. So now we kind of going back and forth. So she ended up putting her number, and she was like, call me. I sat there and I'm telling my sister, like, she said call her. I'm like, what do I need to call her for? She was like, girl, don't call her. I'm like, but what does she want to talk to me about? My sister's like, who cares? I wouldn't even stop responding to her. I wouldn't even message her back. But I'm like, but what does she want to say to me? And my sister like, girl, it does not even matter. Don't respond to her. It's so funny because I be stressing Ebony out. So she was just like, it don't even matter. Just stop responding to her. But I'm like, but she put her number. I'm like, I'm going to just call her. I know she used to be irritated, like, but anyway, so I ended up calling her. We on the phone. We sat on the phone for like an hour. She was just telling me so much stuff. Like, we was talking about enemy, and then it went to a whole different subject about how she was at the clinic earlier because of this happened and that happened, and how she had got burned. And it was just a lot of weird shit. I don't know why she was telling me all this information, but she was like, girl, yeah, you know such and such from such and such. And I'm like, no. She was like, girl, the one with such and such and such and such. I'm like, oh yeah, I do know him. She's like, girl, don't fuck with him, because bitch, he had me at the clinic, bitch, because da da da. And I'm just thinking like, the fuck you telling me this for? So we was just literally going back and forth, just talking about so much stuff. I'm not really like giving her too much information on me, but like, cause what? And then we just talking. We was just talking for a long time. She was like, but basically, long story short, she was like, oh girl, hold on, the baby is crying. And she was like, you want to talk to the baby? What? So she was just like, yeah, but I just want to say, you know, you always did come off as being nice, and I was just going through postpartum, so I had a lot going on, but yeah, I just want to apologize. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So then next thing you know, we ended up getting off the phone, whatever. So she ended up texting me the next day, and she was just like, hey, like, I'm happy that we did talk and get through it. Like, I wish we could have had this type of relationship or this type of communication when you was with enemy, because honestly, she was like, you was the best stepmommy. Y'all, I promise y'all, I don't know why I was just eating this stupid ass shit up, because like I said, me and enemy, we would be around his kid, but enemy did not care. He was an internet dad. He did not care really to be around his child. Like, he would be like, gotta take his picture. Y'all know his pictures. He'd take his picture and kind of go about his day. So we would be around, like, if I'm spending a night, you know, something like that. But for the most part, the auntie was the baby. The auntie was the baby for sure. So like, yeah, and it was one time, oh, that's a, oh, anyway. So yeah, so, yeah, we would be around, but like, it'd be like sometimes, like if I'm in a house, but a lot of times he want to be out and about, and I wasn't letting him use my car. So yeah, so yeah, she said that or whatever, and I'm just kind of confused when she said that. So she ended up telling me, and she was just like, hey girl, like honestly, she was like, if one day, she was like, if you have time, she was like, if you have time one day, like I think I would love for you to pull up and we could talk in person. Like, she was like, the phone conversation was cool, but I just want us to talk in person. Like, I feel like, you know, I just want to like really mend everything we went through. Y'all, this me telling my sister, girl, why is she telling me that she want me to pull up and talk to her in person? So my sister was like, bitch, do not go pull up and talk to her in person, Symone. Are you dumb? I'm like, no, but I mean, we did have a cool conversation over the phone. She did really apologize. My sister was like, Symone, no. I'm like, I'm not gonna go. Like, I'm not gonna go. So she was like, yeah, do not do that. Like, that's stupid as fuck. Just leave it at that. Y'all don't need to be friends. I'm like, I know. Like, I'm not trying to be friends with her. Like, I get it. Like, she was, you know, like, no. Y'all, tell me why I ended up hitting her up and was all like, are you busy? I hit her up, was like, are you busy today? She's like, no, you could come by around 8 o'clock p.m. Y'all, I'm in the car. I'm on the phone with my sister. Like, let's fast forward to the nighttime. I'm in the car on the phone with my sister. My sister's like, where are you going? I'm like, to a friend. Like, I just about to go do something real quick. She like, who? Because she could just tell. I'm like, oh, like, I'm just getting something to eat. But, like, by a friend house or something. And she's like, who? I'm like, this boy that I've been talking to? She like, Symone, because she would know who I'm talking to and stuff like that. So I'm like, once I got there, I was like, girl, okay, I'm about to go pull up on I was like, I'm gonna go pull up on enemy baby mama. Like, you know, we just gonna talk. Like, she said she wants to talk. She's like, are you serious right now? I'm like, yeah. She's like, she just wants to talk. I don't think it's nothing like that. She's like, Symone, like, you really about to piss me the fuck off. I used to really stress her out. So I'm like, I'm gonna just call you when I leave. Like, I'm gonna just let you know how I go. Y'all, I ended up going to that girl house at like 8 o'clock at night. I ended up going over there. At this point, she was staying with like roommates or whatever like that. And I went over there. It was so awkward. We over there, we talking. This is her. She instantly gave me the baby. And we just talking about so much stuff. When her roommates came back to the house, because these are roommates that was like, 2 of them was in that group chat. When they came to the house, it was like, y'all, the way they looked at me and was like standoffish, because when they walked in, I was just like, hi. And they was just like, hi. It was like hot, and then a look like a rolled eyes like, bitch, I know you motherfucking lie. The way they looked at me, I was kind of confused, because I'm thinking like, damn, maybe they might want to fight me. But I'm like, I don't think they'll take off on me with this baby in my hands. But I was just kind of thinking, it was just kind of weird. So her one roommate was like, enemy baby mama, because I didn't give her name. She's like, can I talk to you real quick? And she was like, what's up? She's like, can I talk to you real quick, like in my room? And she's like, what? Like, what's up? But she's smiling. She was like, girl, just come here real quick. And they ended up going in the room. I didn't hear what they talked about, but she ended up coming back, and she was just like, yeah. And we just was talking. I was there for probably like an hour and a half. And I know y'all probably thinking like, Symone, are you dumb? I think I was back then. I ain't gonna lie. I think I was dumb. Yeah, I had a lot going on in my life, y'all. Literally, like, I was dumb. Yeah, I was dumb. I feel like when something traumatic happens in your life, you kind of real strange. Like, my cousin had passed away. I'm not even gonna say, the boy I had named Deshaun, when I had said, I don't know if, I always forget, but remember when I told y'all when he was on house arrest, and me and Toxic went to their house, and I had stole his iPod, and Toxic tried to steal his homeboy phone, his cousin phone. But yeah, he had passed away that same year, probably like a month or two before my cousin passed away. So it was just so much, but not that same year, because now we rolled over to the next year. We in 2016 at this point. But it was just so much that had happened, and I feel like I just wasn't in the best mind state, and I used to just make dumb decisions. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, that friendship was a stupid friendship, and that's not where it ended, y'all. That's not where it ended. I'm embarrassed to tell y'all, because this girl, literally, it's like she had revenge. It was like enemy's baby mama revenge, y'all. And on that day too, she had told me like, yeah, you know, me and Kelly is the reason why you and Enemy really broke up. And I think I mentioned this to y'all a little bit before, and I was like, how? When the whole story, when we did really break up, I think that's when I did kind of mention to y'all. And I was like, how? And she was like, oh, because we had hit his ex up. Remember when I told y'all he was talking to his ex and had his ex pick him up? And I think I did mention, I was like, his baby mama is the reason why. And she was like, yeah, me and Kelly was like, let's hit her up and tell her like he missed him, like, and tell her that he misses her, and you know, it's just because we wanted to take him away from you. Like, she was like, we don't like her either, but we felt like we didn't want you to have him, so that's why we did that. She was like, but it was really Kelly's idea, it wasn't really mine. She was like, but like I told you, girl, I was going through postpartum and I was in a bad place in my life, y'all. Yeah, so I'm over here sitting here thinking, at that point I really want to get up and slap the fuck out of her. But I was a blessing in disguise. I didn't need to be with Enemy. Like I said, that was around the time my cousin literally just had passed, and it was just like too much. So she was like, yeah, like we really is the reason why, and you know, and we did that and stuff like that and all this other stuff. She was just telling me a lot of little stuff. Like, she was like, I don't even like Kelly, I don't even know why I teamed up with her to do that. But yeah, but like I said, it didn't end there, y'all. The things that she did was kind of like, it made sense, and I was kind of stupid for being friends with her, because it was like, Symone, what the fuck is your problem? But that's it for this story time. When I tell y'all, when people seen us with them, when people seen us together, they was like, Symone. Now Symone, which I know y'all gonna say in them comments. But yeah, that's the end of this story time. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all on my next one. Peace out.